Hey guys, I'm here with Dweebo and Gina. And Herb, are you coming over here now? We gotta do the review of Ted.
Yeah.
I know how much you want to discuss this. Are you coming in, Herb?
Yeah.
Now you have something that could be a questionable spider bite on your leg. We're not gonna show it. It's like, but I don't know.
I don't know. It hurts.
It's down there. I don't know.
I know. It hurts.
I hope it's not like the Black Widow of Death or something.
It's reckless or anything.
I don't know. But we got back from seeing the super late show of Ted.
Yeah.
Now Dweebo, he's not too big on it. Like,
I've always been more a fan of King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Futurama, good Adult Swim stuff.
I mean, I don't love Family Guy. I don't really watch it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just never really something I watched.
Over like American Dad and like Cleveland Show and stuff. But
what do you think about it, Lulu?
He seems to like to cover as much the most taboo topics he can, just to I guess.
So let's just talk now about the movie. And I will say the movie is way sweeter, what you were saying too, than I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was a chick flick.
Yeah, in some ways it sort of is.
People was like, oh, it's all full of like farting shit jokes and stuff. Yeah, a little bit, but not.
But if it didn't have like some of the stuff, it really wasn't even that hard of an R-rated movie. When you
didn't think so.
It wasn't like that kind of like some of the things.
There was a pair of knockers in there and like this quick.
Yeah, but when you think of some other stuff like The Dictator, that went way further with.
I'd say like Bad Teacher and stuff was a lot more raunchy and stuff like that.
Yes.
I didn't think it was nearly as raunchy as a lot of people.
No, and the basic idea though is this kid. I think it's like his 8th birthday. He gets his teddy bear, and then for Christmas. And he has no friends. Everybody sort of picks on him, and he makes a wish, on a shooting star, that the teddy bear would come to life.
Talk to him and be his best friend.
The teddy bear does, and then it cuts to 28 years later with him. With the character played by Mark Wahlberg, and his girlfriend living together, Mila Kunis, and Ted still there.
Right.
And Ted is like a big stoner, and they're smoking
pot
together.
Rips with the bear.
It's like a found out teddy bear. Okay, that's funny.
And Mila Kunis has sort of had enough, and really wants.
She's a grown up.
Yeah, and she's been with him for 4 years, Mark Wahlberg's character, and wants to hopefully get married, and needs Ted to move on and get his own place and things like that.
It's like trying to live.
I know, and the thing that's kind of interesting in this movie too is, in this world, they just accept that this bear came to life. You know what I mean?
Sort of like used
and
to
he became like a star in the '80s and stuff. Like the thing about his movies though is he sometimes makes kind of mean jokes. Like when
he's mean.
Like when he says stuff about like Frankie Muniz, no one cares and stuff.
I don't see what's so funny about the jokes about Parkinson's disorder and cancer and.
No, he makes some stuff just to be shocking.
Yeah, just to shock.
It isn't always that funny.
He doesn't shock me.
No.
Nothing shocked me.
Just a bit,
Yeah, we can tell Dweebo you don't like it. But, I thought, though, it really was. I found myself, at one part sort of crying a bit.
You're always crying. You're a big pussy.
Yeah, I know.
That's the bottom line.
Oh, that's true. No, I thought the end was kind of sad in some ways. I'm not talking about what happens.
It was made for your age. Made for people that had Teddy Ruxpins and Star Wars. It was a little,
I don't know about my age group, really. I'd say go watch, like, Project X or something if you want to see, like, a teenager.
Because we're not going to say what it is because they don't mention it, but they make a reference to a certain movie, which, if you weren't older, you probably would know about it.
Yeah, it went over a lot of people's heads, I think.
What are they worried about spoilers with this?
No, because people get really angry with spoilers, and they send me messages and tell me how I should review without spoilers.
Well, maybe you should just say like spoiler alert before you cover
they should just
something.
not watch these things until after they've seen the movie.
I'm going to give you a hint. Again, there's more piss and shit in it.
Jeez, Herb, you're not the lovable teddy bear type they used to like. You're becoming crazy.
And the one thing,
maybe that spider bite's driving you crazy. Yeah, spider bite down there is driving you nuts. It's driving you crazy. But out of star ratings, people like it out of 10 stars, or see it however you want to say it, Herb. Out of stars, I personally thought it was a fun movie. Probably 6.5, 7 stars. It really wasn't a bad movie in any way. It really was a memorable movie.
It's not like hilarious though.
No, it's not super
really
funny.
Like
I will say that.
Well, I got to be honest. I thought that the Adam Sandler movie was much fun. I mean, there was a few interesting cameos and a few funny gags. But
I don't like all that fighting.
Yeah, but if you want to see that, go to that Abe Lincoln movie. I really like that Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Everybody shits on that Abe Lincoln
Nobody
movie.
likes it.
I don't care. I mean, it was styled really nicely. There was some really nice effects.
Yeah, Lulu, you're like doing some Frenching now.
Yeah, I had a lot more fun in that movie
You must
than I
have
had
something
in
on
this
your
one.
hand. Didn't he seem kind kind of old for her?
Marky Mark? Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, she's like 29, 30, I think.
I thought she was a little bit more interesting when she was still dating Macaulay Culkin.
I don't know how old he is.
I don't know.
She seemed...
I don't know how old he is.
I don't know. I think she was probably playing older than she is. They do that lately. Like girls are playing older now. I've noticed in movies. It's been happening a lot more.
The other way too. They have people in high school that look like they're had 3 children already.
It's like that joke in 21 Jump Street where it's like, when you go through puberty?
Well, let's just wrap this up now. So out of seeing it, I would say it's...
getting tired of listening to us talk?
I'm getting a little hot. The air's not on in here, so I'm kind of hot. My back's fatting. So all in all, though, I'd say it's worth seeing. I thought it was funny. Not really super funny, but worth seeing.
You know what I think it was kind of like? Like 27 dresses with some piss shit.
27 dresses?
Remember that 27 dresses?
Yeah, every time I come in there, you're in it watching it.
That and You Got Mail.
He's always watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was like what you got. There was all that sweet stuff with a little.
There's a lot of people getting up and walking around.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't seem too interested.
There's a serious problem with your age group. No,
they can't sit
still.
It's like they got I don't know what.
Bugs in their sphinx.
Yeah, and
they climb over too. They don't.
Yeah, what the hell is with that?
Oh, jumping over the guardrail and everything.
Front, to try and avoid some of the
and they climb over the bar.
And they jump the bar and stuff.
And every time they do
gymnastics.
If I did that, I'd probably hurt myself.
Yeah, well, Christ, my balls would be if I tried that trick.
Oh, I know.
That would be Benny Hill material.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that's true. I don't understand. It's like, sit the fuck down. Can't you sit there for
restless leg syndrome.
And then the one woman had on high heels. Clickety clack, clickety
yeah, make your walks known. Jeez.
It was like
make your walks known.
She was walking back and forth.
You guys are a bunch of complainers.
Yeah.
Did you see that poor guy that had a broken leg in the wheelchair they brought in?
Yeah, someone was sitting in his seats.
Would you move in the
They didn't even want to move those teenagers.
It was like, what the fuck?
No, they wouldn't move.
He has to sit there because that's where there's the gap for the.
And they were sitting in the handicap seats, those douchers.
And then speaking of that, did you happen to see those people sneaking in?
Oh, I know. I watched a whole bunch of them.
How many freaking people snuck in?
They snuck in?
I gotta see an R-rated movie with references to things I won't understand because they're 20 years old.
Didn't you happen to see them go over?
I watched all of them. They went over the door and a whole group of them snuck in.
Oh my God, I didn't notice.
I wonder what happened with that guy that's in the theater always counting heads. I wonder if he lost count. He was like,
he
oh,
comes
whoops,
in and watches the movie. He's not counting.
Yeah, he's just like, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about it for this.
No, it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. If you like Marky Mark, you'll like it.
If you like Marky Mark sequels.
He's Marky Mark.
That's
or Dirk Dig. I much prefer him as Dirk Diggler.
Boogie Nights was his best,
I'd
say. Yeah, that's a funny one.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
He still likes it too. He said he did on the Stern interview.
That's his best. He's a shining star in that one.
I guess that's all to say. Is that right? All to say, Gina?
What?
Is that it? All to say here?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think so.
All right, then. So we'll see you later. Anything else you want to say, Lulu?
I don't give a flying fuck about that.
All right, Lulu. I don't know about that. So let's watch your language, Lulu. See you later.
See you later. Bye.
See ya.